Okay, so two cell stage, and do you remember what are the two parts of the pollen grain, or what are the two cells of the pollen grain? No, see, vegetative cell and generative cell are the two parts. Now,
Oh,
what
yes, yes.
happens after the pollination is done? The This particular thing, which is known as the pollen grain, it lands on the stigma. Now, after landing on the stigma, what it does is that the growth of the pollen tube takes place. Okay. Now, what happens when that does? See, when the pollen tube growth takes place, so now the pollen, which was two cell stage, okay, it would divide and form like the generative cell. Okay, the generative cell would form the two male gametes. Okay. Okay. Why is the male gamete forms two male gametes? Now listen. What happens is that these male gametes, they come and they enter through the you can say they enter the embryo sac. Okay. And what happens here is that they enter through one of the synergids. And synergids have filiform apparatus due to which they are guided and they enter the cytoplasm. Now, one of the male gametes, meaning one of these two male gametes, one will fuse with the egg. So, when one male gamete fuses with the egg cell, okay, when one male gamete fuses with the egg cell, this process is known as syngamy. Okay, and after this fusion, diploid zygote is formed. Okay, a 2N zygote is formed. But what about the other male gamete? So the other male gamete would go and fuse with the polar nuclei. Okay, and what would it form? It would form a triploid, a 3N primary endosperm nucleus. And this process is known as triple fusion. And under this thing, you can say double fertilization, syngamy and triple fusion takes place. What happens in syngamy is that one of the male gamete it fuses with the egg cell to form a diploid zygote. This process is syngamy. Then when one of the other male gamete fuses with the polar nuclei to form a triploid primary endosperm nucleus, then that is triple fusion. Okay, and this altogether is known as double fertilization because two times the fusion is taking place or two times the fertilizing is happening. So that is why it is double fertilization. Got it?
Got it, ma'am. So one male gamete will fuse with the egg cell and the other will fuse with the polar nuclei.
Hmm.
Okay.
What else? Anything else other than this?
I think, yeah, in the reproductive health, I had a doubt.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Medical termination of pregnancy, MTP.
Okay. See, medical termination of pregnancy is, if you want to call it in a layman language, that would be abortion. Okay. And why is it done? So, first of all, if the continuation of the pregnancy is harmful for either the fetus or the mother or both, then in that case, it is advised to terminate the pregnancy. Okay, that is MTP, medical termination of pregnancy. Now, when that is done, what happens is that the you can say the fetus is forcefully taken out from the uterus. Okay, and
Okay.
see what happens, like there are certain stages up to when the MTP is possible. Okay, and then meaning, see, what happens is that you can also call MTP as induced abortion. Okay, the abortion which has been induced, caused externally. Okay, so talking about these, wait, let me just, this is reproduction organisms. Okay, wait. Can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm. See, talking about the MTP, it is also known as induced abortion. Okay, and why is it done? It is, first of all, the first case is like when the pregnancy is unwanted. Okay, so in that case, like mostly like like if unwanted pregnancies because of like unprotected intercourse or because of the rape cases and all, so in that case induced abortion is done. And secondly, when in normal pregnancy, if the continuation of the pregnancy would be harmful to the mother or the fetus or both, so these two are the cases. Okay, when is it done? Talking about when it is done, the first of all is to avoid the unwanted to avoid the unwanted pregnancies. Okay, due to casual intercourse or rape cases. Okay, in all these cases, the MTP is done, and the other case is to end the pregnancy when the continuation will be harmful to the fetus, to the fetus or the mother or both. So in these two cases, the MTP is done. Also, listen very carefully. MTPs are safe during the first trimester, meaning up till 2 weeks of pregnancy, the MTPs are safe, meaning no complications would be there. So we can say that MTPs are safe up to, meaning this procedure will not cause harm to the mother. So they are safe up to the trimester. First trimester means 12 weeks of pregnancy. So if it is done at this point of time, then it will be considered as the safe practice. Then the second trimester, the ones that are done after the second trimester or the second trimester. So like the second trimester, MTPs are very risky. Okay, meaning, see what happens here is that mostly that the fetus is taken out forcefully with the help of some chemicals or medicines or with the help of some certain other methods. Okay, And another thing is that there is a data given that um, every year 45 to 50 million MTPs are performed all over the world. Okay.
So, ma'am, is it like legal in India?
It is legal. See, I told you, I gave you the two cases. The two cases. It is only legal in these two cases, the first one and the second one. But now, why people think that it is like illegal, or what is the fishy thing about it is that, like when it is performed illegally, how it is performed illegally, see, misuse of this is done. Meaning, like, see, when they go like for the ultrasound or anything, they find out that the fetus that is going to be born is a female fetus. So then they would ask the doctor to abort the child. Okay, and this is actually very dangerous for both the mother and the fetus. And also, this is illegal because you're killing something that is like killing a child, and that is not actually allowed, of course. So only when it was like it used to be a girl child, then she was killed before being born. So this was known as the it was like a malpractice. Okay, female feticide. So this is banned, but the abortion is not banned. When the two conditions, only two conditions that are on your screen, these are the only two conditions in which the MTP is allowed. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Hmm. What else? See, in my opinion, like this kind of um, preparation is better, wherein you study the chapters very nicely, and then wherever you have doubt, you ask me, isn't it? Because in
Yes,
that,
ma'am.
like one by one, like one by one or two by two, each of the chapters will be getting covered.
I had one more doubt from flowering plants.
Hmm.
Can you explain emasculation and bagging for me?
Hmm. See, when the hybridization process was done, okay, so during that process, what happens is that see, if the flower is unique or bisexual, meaning both male and female flowers in one. Now, if we want to hybridize the during the process of hybridization, what we do is that we take the pollens from some other plant and we put it into the female part of some other plant. Okay, so we're sort of like mixing two different, you can say, genes, or we're creating a cross in between them. Okay, so this is usually done in between two different plants. But what about, like, see, if a plant is bisexual, meaning both male and female reproductive structures will be present in one flower, so what we can do is that if, like, now if both the structures are present in one flower, it means that self pollination can take place. So how do we avoid self pollination? Is by emasculation. During the process of emasculation, the anthers, okay, the anthers, like if this is a flower, so like anthers are there, stigma are there, and everything. So the anthers are cut off, okay, they are cut off with the help of scissors, and then whatever is left, it is, put like a bag around it, and that is bagging. Why do we do that? So that no pollen grains of the same plant can land on this stigma, because we are actually going to bring foreign pollen grain to pollinate. Okay, that is like emasculation and bagging are the two techniques that are used, or you can say included, in the hybridization technique. Got it?
Or, yeah. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. But
That's all.
I think both chapters are now covered.
Okay, now shall I ask questions?
Questions? Sure.
Because that is why I asked you to prepare, okay? All right. Okay, first of
So
all,
like, will we go like chapter wise or like both chapters included?
I'll ask you mixed.
Okay.
Hmm. Okay, first of all, tell me what is pollination?
The transfer of pollen grains from the anther of the flower to
Mm-hmm.
the receptive sigma of the same or other flower is called pollination.
Very good. What are the types of pollination?
There are three types of pollination:
Hmm.
autogamy, xenogamy, and geitonogamy.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. How is xenogamy different from autogamy and geitonogamy? Why is it
Because
different? Hmm.
xenogamy is cross pollination, and the other two are kind of self pollination.
Very good.
Like in xenogamy, genetic variation occurs.
Very good. Okay. Now, can you tell me why is cross pollination advantageous over self pollination?
Mm. Because like farmers can use it for their advantage to grow crops from it because it brings genetically different types of pollen grains
Exactly.
in
Because
it.
it brings genetically different kinds of pollen grains. Okay. Now you tell me what is the physical barrier method? Physical barrier method of contraception.
There are no, three types of barrier methods. The
Okay.
first one is condoms. The second one is the condom is used in both female and males. The second method, physical method, is diaphragm or cervical cap, which is used in females.
Mhm.
And the third one is third one.
There's no third
I
one.
don't- There's no third one, right?
Yeah. Okay. Very good. I'm impressed. Very good. All right. Can you quickly tell me mm, the name of some incurable sexually transmitted diseases? Incurable.
I'm sorry, can you repeat it?
Name some incurable sexually transmitted diseases.
HIVs. HIV is one of the incurable sexual transmitted disease, and hepatitis B.
See, HIV is not a disease. Okay. HIV
Mhm.
is a virus which causes AIDS. AIDS is the disease. Okay. Yes, you're answering
So
right. Yeah.
hepatitis B,
Hepatitis.
hepatitis B.
Correct. And
Okay.
AIDS. Okay. Can you tell me what are the methods by which mm, the hepatitis B and HIV are transmitted? How is
So
it?
first of all, it is transmitted by sharing contaminated injections and needles,
Very good.
and it is also caused by blood transfusion of blood.
Transfusion. Yeah. And
Two methods. One more is there. Uh,
what is
is it like having multiple
that? Yes. Multiple sexual partners. Correct.
Okay.
There is one more
Right.
even after that.
One more.
Hmm.
Uh, Wait, is it from mother to the child?
Very good. Yes,
Oh, okay.
exactly. Awesome. Okay. Can you now quickly tell me the ovule matures into which structure? Hmm?
Porogamy, I think. Is it?
Mm, no, no, no. I'm talking about like after the maturation of ovule is done, what is formed?
Okay, I forgot this one.
Oh, see, the mature ovule develops into a seed, and the mature ovary develops into a fruit. Okay, seed and fruit. Got it? Hmm? What happened? Hello? Yusuf, are you there? What happened?
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm. Okay, so the next question is what is the function or no. Okay, yeah. What is the function of limule and radical?
Can you repeat that again, ma'am?
The function of limule and radical.
I read this somewhere.
Hmm. It's in the chapter only. Somewhere where? In the chapter only. See, the plumule gives rise to the shoot, okay, the stem, and the radical gives rise to the root. Do you remember in the class I said like you can remember it like R for roots, R for radical? Remember?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Hmm. Okay, now the next question is what is what is a pollinator?
Like agents of pollinators.
Agents of agents of what?
Agents of cross pollination.
No, agents of pollination in general. They are known as pollinators. Can you give me some examples?
So there is one wind pollination, water pollination, and animal pollination.
Hmm. Okay, the wind, the water pollination, they are collectively called as
Biotic agents.
abiotic agents because they are nothing
Abiotic,
else,
yeah. Abiotic.
and the animals are known as biotic agents. Now, which is the most common type of biotic agent? The most common ones.
Insects.
Very good. And do you know the name of the phenomena? Like the pollination with the help of insect is known as what?
Anto, something from Anto with and Anto,
No, no, not that.
Ant- no, not Anto.
Yeah, say the whole thing. Okay, okay, you're very close actually.
Antophily.
Entomophily.
Entomophily, yes.
Hmm. Okay, and the pollination with the help of water is known as?
Hydrophily,
Hmm. And the pollination with the help of air is known as?
anemophily.
Very good. Can you give me some examples of the plants that are pollinated by air? Also, like one question I have, like you're not seeing the answers from somewhere and answering, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, you're seeing it.
No, like the question you asked was examples for
Mm,
wind pollination, right?
mm. Like, okay, tell me what are the characters of the flowers that are being pollinated? I mean, what are the special
Mhm.
characteristics?
The characteristic, they're lightweighted, they are small. Um, yes,
Like, what is lightweighted in them?
the flowers.
No, why? Like, what significance does flower being lightweighted has? Like, the flower does not know.
Oh, you mean the pollen grains?
The pollen
The
grains are
pollen
light.
grains are small and they're light and sticky. Wait,
Yeah,
non-sticky.
non-sticky.
Yeah.
And can you tell me two examples of wherein the anemophily happens?
I don't remember the examples.
Maize and wheat. Okay,
These and
maize and wheat.
maize and wheat. Okay.
Now tell me, what are the special characteristics of the plants that are pollinated by the insects? Also, listen. Like in anemophily, meaning the wind pollination, the characters you said were right. But you can also say that, like those flowers, they are not brightly colored, they are dull colored, they do not have any nectars present, they do not have any fragrance. Why? Because they have no one to attract. It's wind will blow, pollination will happen. Okay.
All right,
Now
ma'am.
tell me about insect pollinated, like some of the characters which are very unique and special about them.
So insect pollinated flowers are like nectarful. They attract the insects, and mm, they're also like highly fragrant. Mm, only two characteristics I remember. They are nectarful. They are highly fragrant, and they are large.
Pollen rewards, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now give me two examples of water pollinated plants.
I don't remember the examples for these.
Listen, like when you study again, so read the examples, okay? Because it's very important. See, Vallisneria and Hydrilla. These are the examples. Okay? Vallisneria, Hydrilla. These are the aquatic plants. And here the pollination would happen with the medium of water. Now another thing. Question is if I ask you, like most of the aquatic plants, they are pollinated with which agent? Most of the aquatic plants, meaning the plants that live in water, they are pollinated by dash. By what? Hello, am I audible, Yusuf?
Yes, ma'am.
What happened? My connection bad today.
Yeah, just something got with the connection.
Okay. So where were we? What was I asking you?
Yeah, you asked a question. I think something related to insect pollination.
Yeah. I was asking you what are the characteristics of the plants that are pollinated by the insects, meaning what is so special about them?
So insect pollinated flowers are large, colorful, fragrant, and rich in nectar.
Rich in nectar. Okay. And why is like all of these things are there so that they can
They can attract the insects.
very good. Exactly my point. All right. Now you tell me um mm, mm, mm. What is the permanent method of contraception? Permanent one.
Surgical methods.
Okay. And can you name the male surgical method or the female one?
There are basically two surgical methods, one for male and one for female. So
Mm,
the one for male is vasectomy, and the one for female is tubectomy.
correct. Okay. So what happens in vasectomy and tubectomy?
So in vasectomy, a small part of the vas efferentia is removed or tied up. Uh, uh, tied up and yeah,
Yeah.
tied up. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. All right.
And in tubectomy, a small part of the fallopian tube is removed or tied up. That's it.
Hmm. Correct. Okay. Now you tell me. Uh, uh, Tell me from. Okay. Yeah. So, what are those methods by which the pregnancy can be, you can say, delayed? Like other than the surgical and the physical method, what are the other methods of contraception?
Oral contraceptives.
Okay, correct. And they are in the form of?
They're in the form of pills.
Very good. And what about copper? Is there like copper
Um,
is also used somewhere?
they are in intrauterine devices, right?
Mm, correct. And they are installed by whom?
They are installed by the doctors, so it is not user friendly.
Correct. It's not user friendly. Okay, so now furthermore, I think enough questions I've asked from these two topics, right?
Yes. So, like, can we discuss the question that are like mostly asked from these two chapters in the exams?
I'm asking those things only to you.
Oh, so did I answer all them correct?
Most of them you answered them very correctly. Very
Hey.
nice. It's very good. I'm very happy. Now see, like you listened to me and you prepared as I said. So that makes me very happy. Now listen. Now for the next class, I was thinking we'll do another two chapters. Okay. Um. Okay. It's your choice. You can choose the chapters.
The one chapter that I'm so good in, so I think it's human health and disease. And let's pick one chapter that I'm very bad in. So molecular basis
Okay. Bold choice. So human health and diseases. All right.
and
And then there
molecule.
is molecular biology. Okay, so now what you're supposed to do is again like how you did for sexual reproduction in flowering plants and how you did for reproductive health. Same thing, exactly same thing you're gonna do for these two chapters. First of all, you have my notes, right? So use my notes to for you read my notes. Then after that you read what was like whatever is given in the NCRT book, and then Like, okay, fine. Like, if in any of the topic you have any difficulty, you can obviously ask me to explain it in the next class. But you will prepare it whole, like completely. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Hmm. And same, we will like I'll ask you questions and you answer them. And when you answer it correctly, it makes me happy.
Sure, ma'am.
Hmm.
So like, are the other two not going to join us the next class?
I don't know about them. Like in the last class, Mir was also there, but he didn't join today. Maybe they are having some exam or
Mhm.
something. I don't know.
But without Rajita, the class feels boring and dry.
Yeah, it's sort of like a combination of all of you, right? All of you contribute something to the class. It's very
Yes,
unique.
ma'am.
Yeah. So even if one person, like when you are also absent, then also the class feels empty. So
Mhm.
same goes for every single student. So what can we do about that? We can only
Oh yeah, I also have one news.
okay.
So like today was supposed to be my biology practicals, okay?
Hmm.
So it got delayed. It got postponed because the external examiner didn't reach over here. So
Okay.
in this biology practicals, I had like 5 chapters to learn for Viva,
Hmm.
which are the two that you told me, right? The sexual reproduction in flowering plants and human reproduction, they were there for the Viva, so I learned it well. And the 3 other chapters were biotechnology, human health and disease, and population in organism.
Okay. So see, win-win situation, isn't it? Now you're
Yes,
very well prepared, like partly prepared for your viva also, like the practicals. Oh, that's
yes.
great. Okay.
But
So
it also got delayed. It's postponed.
it's okay. It gives you more time to learn more. It
Right.
gives you much more time to make your this thing concepts even clearer, isn't it? See,
Yes, ma'am.
as far as biology goes, the more you will study, okay, the more you will read books, the more you will read NCRT. Like even if you read NCRT 10,000 times, those 10,000 times will be beneficial to you every single time. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah. So for the next class that we will be having, then the two topics to be prepared will be these two. Okay, now you will read the NCRT for line by line, pay very close attention. Also, wherever you have doubt, you can. I don't think you will have any doubt in this chapter.
Yes, but molecular biology, I have so many doubts. I will
Yeah,
be having many
there,
doubts.
there I can understand, but in human health, you are an expert, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So it's good. And yeah, so we'll do the same thing. Whatever you have doubt, I'll explain that first, and then I'll ask you the questions from the whole entire chapter. Okay.
All right, ma'am.
So, like, is there any other thing that you want to study today?
I think no, because I have like chemistry practicals, so I may prepare for that.
Okay, yeah. Okay, then you can go and prepare for it, and we'll meet in the next class. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right.